All right, welcome, folks. It's 2021. We are so happy you are here. This is another one of our episodes called our Zoom Up. It's our meetup on Zoom, baby. And we are staying connected no matter what kind of obstacles get in our way. Our team is growing. Our community is expanding. Real estate is happening. I'm joined by my co-host today, Mr. Scott Rowe out of Chicago. What's up, Scott?
What's happening, Michael? How's Tennessee? Good?
Tennessee, yeah, it's going great, man. I'm about to go. I got the gun out. We're going to go do some shooting later.
No, what are you going to shoot? What are you going to shoot?
Man.
I just got some targets. Got a new gun. I'm going to set up some targets. Yeah, this will be fun. So I'm glad you guys are all here. Our guest for today, he's out of Texas. Now, he has an interesting background. He's coming from the military. He's
no deer, or maybe neighbor.
Oh, hey, you're back. You froze. What did you say?
I froze?
Yep.
Oh, I froze. Yeah. I was asking about your shooting. I thought maybe you shoot deer or neighbors. I don't know.
No, you shoot. My deer are the neighbors.
Trespassers.
I do have a no trespassing sign, folks. So you better call me before you show up. Anyway, welcome to Tennessee and Texas. It's like that too. All right, back on track, folks.
Back on track, baby.
Real estate is risky. It has its own inherent risks. There's a lot of money to make, but if you do it wrong, there's a lot of money to lose. So you want to surround yourself with professionals.
Can I say something about that?
Go for it.
That's why we're doing this. We're doing this because, you get a chance to kind of peek into a community that's been growing since, I've been involved since 2007. So, yep. It's big, it's strong, it continues through crashes. And because we dot the I's and cross the T's, you want to make sure you're doing the same. So hanging out with people that know what they're doing and are actually doing is what we're about.
And the more positive experiences you see, the more likely it is that you're going to get off your butt and go do something, change your life. We are, what did you say, Scott? We're eliminating the...
We are destroying the designed ignorance.
We're destroying the designed ignorance that's in our country. We're teaching people how to make money, how to pay less in taxes, how to take control of their life, their time, their relationships. And our guest today is a great example of that. Let's jump right into that. Folks, you're gonna love this story, Ryan and his transformation. Scott, tell folks a little bit about Ryan.
You know what? I met Ryan when he was 25 years old, and he was just out of the military. A lot really rough around the edges. So he speaks his mind a little bit, and when you're in battle, you become somebody a little tougher. And this guy's definitely tough. So he's coming from the Army. I met him. He's done some incredible things. He's helped us open up 2 situations down in Texas. I know that he lives on a lake. He's got at least 14 rentals. I don't know if that's improved, but the guy has not needed a job since he's met us at the tender age of 25, just turned 30. So I wish I could have been him at 30. Unfortunately, I joined later. But help me welcome Ryan Dodge, Sergeant Dodge.
Oh, thanks, guys. You guys freaking rock. I mean, true leaders. I've seen a lot of leadership in my life, but you guys, you're right up there at the top. So that being said, the right knowledge and the right network, you could do anything, even in your early 20s. I haven't reported to a job in the past 6 years. It's all thanks to what's put together here. So this is my story. And just going back from the beginning, I grew up in a household that's very W-2 orientated. My dad was a union worker. And he retired from Chrysler. He'd come home, take it out on alcohol and other things because he didn't like his job. And so that was a huge motivator for me. My parents moved to Indiana to finish out their career at Chrysler because they had that little hiccup back then, 2008 or something like that. And so I went into the military because I wasn't moving to Indiana. And you know what? It was a great thing for me because I was rough around the edges as a child too. And so the military straightened me up. And I'm very fortunate for that experience. So this is the professional experience that I come from. And you heard Michael talking about guns earlier. I have a lot of experience with that. United States Army Infantry Air Assault. Anybody else here that served this great nation, I want to say thank you for your service as well. Now, moving forward, getting out of the military, I knew 2 things. I wanted to control my time and I wanted to control my income. And I knew that the W-2 world couldn't provide that. I watched that unfold my entire life. And I watched folks retire from their job just to go out and get another job after that. So regardless, I knew that that wasn't going to be my life. I went to college. I thought that's what I had to do. Business administration with a focus on entrepreneurship. I have that degree. It's worthless. I went to Texas A&M. I don't care who you talk to about that. But all of these professors were trying to teach me business, but they've never been business owners themselves. See, as a non-commissioned officer in the Army, we're always leading by example. That means that we're in front of the soldiers, right? That means we're out there leading the way. And I didn't find that in college. And so I was a little upset, like people are going into debt for this. And I was just scrolling through Craigslist one day and I was like, I really love real estate. Went out, got all my certifications to be a licensed real estate agent. And then, went to go take that final proctor test. I don't know why it took me 8 weeks to figure this out, but I was like, wait a minute, I don't want to be a real estate agent. I want to be the guy that like owns and controls properties and profits off of it. And I don't want to represent buyers and sellers. And so after that, I came across another ad on Craigslist, which introduced me to this community. And it was everything that I had ever wished for. But I was skeptical at first, I was like, oh, this is the answer to my prayers, but it's also probably full of crap. I got hung up on the phone the first time ever talking to somebody about this community. But anyways, went through the information, got started with this community. And my first year, I prevented my own parents from getting foreclosed on. That was my first deal ever. Talk about this coming into my life at the exact time that I needed it. So I prevented that foreclosure, profited $30,000, paid off over $15,000 in medical debt for my family, had my education, had to pay back the first year, and I got a ton of experience, but even more importantly, I got to help solve a problem within my own family. My second year, I picked up 14 doors that are still paying me rent to this day, conducted over a dozen wholesale and subject to existing financing transactions, and then really got heavy into flipping. I have now to this day, I'm talking money that went into my pocket from being part of a transaction, 215 real estate transactions. It's been incredible. And I'm talking partnering, everything, one way or another, money went into my pocket. The first home that we ever got into because of this community, we picked up for $18, sold it, and we lived in it for 3 years. So we just filed the deed. Yes, we skipped closing at title because I knew how to do that due diligence. Filed the deed for 18 bucks, took ownership, and we just sold that last December, and we profited $86,000 for a house that we picked up for $18. Jeez, $18. All right. And so now we do live on the lake. We haven't reported, both me and my wife haven't reported to jobs in 6. We have 2 beautiful children. I'm going to share my screen just for a second. I'm going to share it. Can you see my screen? All right. Here's my beautiful wife, Tyler. So it was actually my second year that I fired her boss. And I had to force her to do that too. And she's like, can I put my 2 weeks in? Like, what's that?
Try to share
my screen, was it?
We can't see it.
Okay, let me try.
There we go.
She is that beautiful. Look at that beautiful Southern belle right there. Her name's Tyler. This is Bo, and this is Logan. We have babies because of this community. Straight up. Logan here went on his first international vacation at the age of 2 because of this community. How awesome is that? They don't have to worry about seeing me go to work every single day and come out and take it home on take it out on my family. How do I stop sharing?
Don't worry about it. Keep talking.
All right. So anyways, whenever my son Logan wakes up on a Monday morning, because we do live in a lake house now, it's a beautiful house. And he points out the window and he's like, Daddy, fish, Monday morning, we get to go fishing. Now I'm at the age of 30, looking to continue growing our buy and hold portfolio and getting into new construction as well. And we'll be part of this for the rest of our lives. I've had times where I just bawled my eyes out. I remember the first time I made 10,000 bucks. I remember the first time I did over 30 grand in 1 month, which was my entire salary as a non-commissioned officer. I remember my first 6-figure month. That's a time where I bawled my eyes out. Because folks, whenever I was wearing that uniform, 30 grand a year. That's before taxes. And I've been deployed into combat for over a year. I've made 60 grand over there. That was tax-free. But seriously, missed out on time. Time is so valuable. I get to spend time with my family, and it's enough to make me to cry right now. But yes, my life is very, very different. Our life is very different because of this community that you should be getting introduced to right after. That's all I got.
Wow.
I might want to see you cry. What do I gotta ask him to Dodgy cry? Sergeant Dodge, baby. Hey, listen, tell me about tell me how fast you went from and I think you saw a webinar with us, right? Kind of like this, right?
I did.
Tell me how fast tell me how fast, and this is for the guests that may be watching the recording or on Let Us Live. Tell me how fast you went from seeing the webinar with us to that first deal.
About 5 months.
5 months, baby. And it's going to vary. Obviously, you know, if you're coming in, Ryan's results aren't guaranteed to your results. You got to get in and work hard. This kid works hard. I know it. And the funny thing is, he's a fantastic networker. He wasn't a people person when I met him, but he's definitely one of the reasons that our community is what it is today. When I went traveling, Ryan kind of took over online and helped me out a ton. So I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, man.
Can I say one more thing here? You know, I had brain surgery this past year. And folks, because our family was set up with properties and other income streams, we survived this, because I'm telling you, it was the hardest time of our lives. But because of this community, we made it through it.
Yeah. And you don't want, and listen, what a fantastic point. I didn't even think about, you know, the medical problems you will face, you don't know about now. So, you know, getting your life straight in order now, to the point where the kids are taken care of, the wife is taken care of, and you can take time for your health, you know, and still have income coming in, a residual coming in is something you want to think about now. You're like, it all sounds good, but I think that's a good point right there. I'm not in the Army, but I might have a medical industry issue that's already taken care of. I'm not having to worry about the income now because of what I've set up. So that's a good point.
Yeah, that's huge. Being able to transition. I love the story. You were able to help your parents very first. You learned that information, prevented a foreclosure, got that experience, and then just took it from there. That's amazing. Then the rental properties, the lake house, you know, the way that you get to interact with your kids and your wife on a daily basis, that interaction, most people just dream of. So you actually built it. You put in the time, the work, the energy, the sacrifice to make it work. And we really appreciate you. We're proud of you. And we really thank you for what you do inside of our community to help the new folks who are, you know, still trying to get it under their feet. So thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
One more thing for every soldier that sees this. And just for the soldiers, if you feel that you've lost your sense of purpose, because that's how I felt whenever I got out, went from leading troops to leading my couch, this community is what gave me my sense of purpose back. I still lead troops. It's just on a different battlefield.
Nice.
Great way to put it.
Yeah.
Mike, we want to tell these guys what to do next?
Cool. Well, after you wipe away your tears, it's a great story, man. After this, you're going to want to get back with the person that invited you to today's workshop, which here live right now, I got 103 on live. I don't know how many hundreds are going to watch the recording. This is great stuff. You're going to want to get the next video series, which is going to be an intro. It's either going to be by Scott, by me, someone else who's going to show you a big picture of who we are, what we do. Then you're going to come to a house tour and you're going to have a strategy session. You're going to get back with the person who invited you here or their leadership group and say, hey, here's who I am. Here's how I want to get involved. Here's my real estate goals. How can you help? And here's what I can bring to the table. Have that strategy session because it worked for me too. I went from 20 grand a year working at oil change shops to now I've done dozens of deals and I own 265 acres. It happened for Scott too. He lost his multiple six-figure a year job.
Yeah. So I almost forgot about you. I mean, I know you so long. I mean, you're only 32 years old. You're sitting on 265 acres. I mean, there's a lot of 50-year-olds that are wondering if they're going to retire or not. They have to work the rest of their lives, but we're living differently. Right. So, yeah. And let's just sum this up. I'm going to sum up what you just said. Yeah. Get back in touch with the person who invited you here to this or sent you this recording and say, hey, I want to be like Ryan. What do I do next? And they will have a good path for you, right? There's a couple different exposures. They'll know what to do with you next based on who you are and who they are to you. Just let them know, hey, I want to be like those guys.
Yep. We got some big events coming up in the next couple of weeks on the weeknights and on weekends. So whatever your schedule is, you're going to be there or at least catch the recording. Yeah. And let's change some lives. Let's turn this around. Don't let fear stop you. We saw what happened with fear last year. While the world was shutting down, our community was thriving. So many people were doing real estate deals like crazy. We had record years.
I've had students that had their best years in 2020. Yep. And you deserve that. Everybody that's hearing this deserves it. All right, I'm done.
Cool. All right, folks, catch you next one. We'll see you guys. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Ryan.
Ryan, we love you. Bye.